Hey everyone, it's Laura here from makingcardswithsun.com, and it's time for another Saturday STEM Day carding video. Today I'm starting out with the Circle Stackables die cut set from W+9. I'm going to be using 3 of these die cuts and I'm going to attach them to my card using some washi tape. You could also use post-it tape or just painter's tape. After I die cut these circles, I'm going to use the Big Bang Confetti stamp set from Winnie and Walter. I just really love this stamp set. There's so many little stamps included and they're just perfect to create your own backgrounds. First, I'm using lemon yellow ink from Hero Arts to stamp these little dots. So now I'm going to adhere my piece, the die cut piece, onto a standard size card using some washi tape. Just doing that so I can position my stamps. Going to be using the Sugar Rush stamp set from Winnie and Walter, and I'm going to stamp these images using Memento Tuxedo black ink. So I was kind of afraid to stamp on the white paper when I was using the donut stamp. So I just use a pencil to trace that circle, and then I'm just going to remove that piece of paper, and then I can easily stamp the donut stamp set without spilling any ink on the white paper. So now I'm going to stamp a greeting from the same Sugar Rush stamp set. I pieced together 3 stamps and then I'm just left with the greeting that says Happy Birthday Girl. Now I'm going to do some Copic coloring. First I'm using E53 as a base for those donuts. So this is my lightest color, and then I'm going in with the darkest color, which is E55. Just going to use that color for shadow effect, not blending that together. So now I'm using RV0000 as a base for the icing of those donuts. So it's just a perfect light pink. And then I'm going in with RV11 to add some shading as well. And then I'm blending that together using the lightest color again. And then you're left with yummy looking pink donuts. Going to use the same colors for the icing of the cupcake. First I'm also using RV0000. And then I'm going in with RV11 to add some shading. Just following the lines of that stamp. So it's just very easy, just using that as a guide. And then I'm blending that together using the lightest color again. So for the cupcake wrapper, I'm going to be doing some paper piecing. I'm using the Serendipity 6x6 paper pad from Dear Lizzie. And I'm going to stamp that cupcake on that piece of paper using black ink. And then I'm sorry I did this off camera, I didn't realize it. But I'm just going to cut out that cupcake wrapper so I can adhere it. So in here I'm just adhering that cupcake wrapper onto the piece of paper. As you can see, I first stamped some hearts on the wrapper, but I didn't like that, so I ended up paper piecing it. So I just taped down a piece of white fun foam onto my main piece of the shaker using washi tape, and now I'm going to trace those circles using a pen. So I can easily cut out those circles. You could also use the die cuts, but I just think that cutting it with scissors is just a little bit easier. So first I cut a hole in the middle, and then I'm just going around those traced circles with my scissors. And it's okay that these circles aren't perfect because nobody will ever notice it. And then I'm going to adhere some acetate onto the main piece of my circle. So I'm just adding some adhesive onto that piece, and then I'm adhering a piece of acetate, and it measures 4 inch by 5 1/4, so it's the same size as that white piece of paper. Now I'm using some multi-matte medium as an adhesive. I'm going to squeeze some of that glue onto my work surface, and I'm going to use my finger to apply that glue. You could also use a paintbrush, but this is just a really fast way to do it, and You can just use a baby wipe to clean your hands. So now I'm going to adhere that piece of fun foam. So I'm going to line that up with those images, and then I'm going to press that down so it can dry. Just like that. And then this is the most fun part of creating a sequin shaker. I'm going to fill it up using some Pre-Pink Posh seed beads and some just of the traditional sequins. I will link to all of the sequins and beads that I used in the supply list below, and you can also find them on my blog. So now I'm using some more of that multi-matte medium glue to add some more adhesive on the other side of the fun foam. And then I'm just going to line up that main piece of the shaker with the fun foam and then with that glue, so you know it's adhered very well. And then in the end I decided to stamp some more of those dots, so now I'm using cotton candy ink from Simon's Stamp. Just thought that pink looked really cute with the yellow, perfect match, and that finishes up the card. So now you can easily shake your sequin shaker, and just really like how this turned out. So there we go, shake, shake, shake. It is my birthday this Monday. I'm turning 18, and in order to celebrate, I decided to give away the Sugar Rush stamp set from Winnie and Walter. This is my new favorite stamp set from them. The only thing that you need to do is you just gotta leave a comment on this video for a chance to win. The giveaway is open until February 9, and I will announce the winner shortly after on my blog. So good luck. So that finishes up the card. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.